Hi, my name is Jameth Mikan, and I work at Cedric Middle School in West Hartford, Connecticut. And this week for Colt's Tip of the Week, I thought I would dive into QR codes and what is a QR code. And I know there's been a lot of information in workshops and in tutorials about QR codes, but I still don't see them used a lot around me, and I'm always wondering why, because they're so effective. And the question with QR codes shouldn't be what can you use a QR code for? It should be what can't you use a QR code for? So first, what is a QR code? Well, I'm going to just go to my phone to answer that and just show you. All right, so if you look right down here, the QR code is that. It's based actually on a Go board, the game Go. And it stands for quick response and was developed in Japan. So I'm going to just show you that history right there, the history page, and you could pause it and read it, right? We see them everywhere. We see them on cereal boxes. We see them on all sorts of different products. I remember seeing them on a pair of socks at REI years ago. So I've been using them for around 10 to 11 years, and I'm finding it's the one little tool that it just never gets old, because whatever you want to attach to that other end of the QR code, you can. So for example, you want to attach an answer guide, you can. I do that all the time. If you want to attach an audio recording for a reading, you can. So you can have a reading, and if the kids want to have that bimodal audio input, they could scan the QR code and hear it right away. And it's very easy to make a QR code. And at the end of this video, I'll show you how to make a quick QR code attaching a YouTube link. So I'm going to just kind of show you how I use them. I'm going to show you how you can make one. So let's just get started. So I'm going to just go right into my Drive. A simple way to use a QR code is attaching them to a vocab list. What's missing from the list, I think, is audio input. So a lot of times I will make Quizlet sets for these lists. And since I teach sixth graders, the sixth graders sometimes have trouble logging into Quizlet. They don't have the accounts. You need special permissions, all sorts of different things. And sometimes they just can't find the Quizlet set. They don't know that a Quizlet set is attached to all these lists. To save them time, I'll just put a QR code right there. And then all they do is they scan it if they have a device. And then the list pops up in Quizlet. And you can see all the words in order as the same order on the paper is on Quizlet. So they could use that for listening. They could use that for finding definitions. Now, I know what you're saying. What about those kids who do not have a phone or a mobile device? Well, for that, you simply could attach the links. So this QR code link right down here, I'll simply attach it to Google Classroom. And in Google Classroom, they could click on it, and it's the same link as the QR code. So that's a simple example of how you can use a QR code. Now, another way that you could use it is, another simple way is this. So this, for example, is another worksheet, and right on top right here is the YouTube video. And if they want to watch the video, which they're supposed to, they could just scan that QR code, the YouTube video pops up, and the YouTube video corresponds with the worksheet. The worksheet corresponds with the video. It's a simple technique. Again, they can't scan it, then they just go onto Google Classroom, and you can click on it, and the YouTube video pops up. And the YouTube video has both English subtitles and French subtitles. So that's another example. You just attach it right into the corner. And the kids know, they scan it, they get the video. When I have a QR code with a circle around it, that means that's an answer guide. Let's go a little deeper now. I'm going to go a little deeper, and I'll show you, I'll scan one, I'll actually bring it up. So The Way is a movie. I'm sure some of you guys have seen it, with Emilio Estevez and Martin Sheen, about the Camino de Santiago. This is a packet for that movie. So we show the kids the movie, and then they have all sorts of different QR codes to answer those questions. So if they space out during the movie, if they're not really following, if it's going too fast, if we don't pause it, well, no problem, because each QR code will show them, will guide them to where they could receive the answer for that question. So for example, number 1 right there. So here we go. This is how you scan it with your phone. It's quite easy. So I hit the camera icon, and then you just go right up to it, and you just hover over it, and it goes to Google Maps. So I just click on Google Maps, and this is what brings it up, right? And so it'll bring it right up to where it is, right? 3 to 6 minutes, and that's where the caller's calling from. And if they want to, they can explore it. They can look at the town, they could zoom in, they could zoom out, they could see exactly where they are. So you can link it up to Google Maps. Whatever you want on the other end of that on the other end of that QR code, you can make it possible. So again, I'm sure I know what the question is going to be. Well, what happens if they do not have a QR code reader? Well, I just put all the links. These are all the QR code links as a hyperlink, and I'll put one document up, and they could access that document and click on the individual links. And then it's the same thing as going to the QR code. Let me just show you some other ways to use it, a little bit more powerful. Feel free, by the way, to pause this video and take out your phone, right? If you have an iPhone, all you have to do is hit the camera icon and literally don't even take a picture. Just hold the phone over the QR code, just like this. And as you saw before, it just pops up. So here you have 2 QR codes. I just want to show you how far you can go with this. You can go really far. So for example, this again is a movie about the Camino Santiago. And you could see it says right here, please scan link below to see the entire route of the movie The Way. So where the characters went in the movie, it's kind of like Google Lit. If you know Google Lit is something that a teacher started a while ago, that literally when the ELA students would read a book, all the locations in the book, he linked to Google Maps so the kids could visit those locations, and they called it Google Lit. This is the same thing. So if the kids want to follow the Camino of the characters, all they have to do is scan this. You go like this, and it opens up Google Maps again. All right. And this is, now you scroll down, and you can see all this blue right here. All that blue is a list that I made where the characters went. So you start from the south of France, right? Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port, and you go all the way to Camino de Santiago, which is in Santiago de Compostela. And that's the end. So they literally can go to the locations where the movie characters go. So for example, let's go to Pamplona. But what happens, you can see it says The Way number 3, and then it says 4531. So I did it so specifically that they can go to the scrubber, and they can go to 4531 in the movie, and they can match the movie with the images. So for example, I go back here again. Oops. Let me go back here. All right. So it pops up. See that little image in the lower left-hand corner right there? This is the Plaza Consistorial. So if I go like this, and this is where El Chupinazo is, where they start off. And you could just go around, and this is totally filled up. This is the town hall for Pamplona, and the kids can explore. So literally every single link they can explore. So the other one, this one, says, please scan link below to see Mr. Mikan's Camino from 2014. I did a Google Earth tour, and so I thought I would experiment with that technology, and I really wanted to document the whole trip, the first trip we did for the Camino Santiago, my in-laws. And it's funny because my sister-in-law teaches in Madrid, and whenever she has Spanish friends ask her about the Camino, like, oh, how'd you do it? Where'd you go? How was it? She just sends them this link. She'll just send them the link. So we're going to scan that. And I wanted to devise the best possible way so the students understand exactly what the heck the Camino Santiago is, or this stage is. So again, you just go to your phone, click on the phone icon right there. You scan it, you go to Google Earth, and what happens is this pops up, and you're going to see that this is a Google Earth tour builder. And so this is 2014. I did a little bit of a diary, so you can kind of see this diary. I mean, it's still a work in progress, right? You see in the bottom right-hand corner, there's 12 pages, 12 locations. I just literally followed our Camino from Sarria to Santiago de Compostela. And then in these links below, you can see Rick Steves, The Way, a great documentary, and then all possible routes. So they can explore it. So if you click on all possible routes, the last one right here, it opens up Dropbox. Okay, Dropbox is something I have, but you can also connect any link via Google Drive. Anyway, these are all the possible links. A lot of people don't realize that Camino Santiago is not just the northern route. And so I supply this video, or this image, I should say, because it really shows the students, it really shows people through a visual of how many routes you can do the Camino Santiago, right? So there's just so much information that the students can explore as much as they want. It's almost like a choose your own adventure type of lesson. So if you go to this one right here, if you go to I just clicked number 2, you can see it actually tracks it. So it actually goes to the place via Google Tour Builder, Google Earth Tour Builder. You'll go onto the street level and see where we actually stayed. You can explore the town. And then this video below is just an additional thing I was experimenting with. And then you click on it and literally it goes step by step, the path. It's a little bit dizzying, but you could pause it and get a sense of exactly what the route is. And if you go to number 3, I'm going to click on number 3 now. Then it goes to the next stage. It goes so that's from day 1, and we walked to this place by day 2. And then again, you just scroll up, and here's all the diary type, and every link right here, you can go into. So for example, also at times you can receive a stamp. So you click on stamp right here. I link to my Dropbox account, and you bring up stamps, and this is us receiving a stamp. It's all accessed through one QR code. All accessed through one QR code. We saw a little puppy. You click on the little puppy. It goes to a video. You click on the video. And there's a little puppy. Right? There's a little puppy. So there's just so many things and so many ways you can use it. If I go to day 4, or maybe this is day 3, again, you scroll up. Here this is, right? Now this is a whole other application that you could do a tutorial on. This is Google Earth Tour Builder. And it is a really powerful tool if you want to do virtual field trips. Any link that you click on, for example, 360 time lapse. I mess around with time lapse, and you can see them. So this is the morning, And again, the kids find it really interesting. They love the ability to use technology. But that's just through one QR code, which is pretty unbelievable. Now, how do you make a QR code? That's the question. How do you make a QR code? Well, I use Crafter. So Crafter, I'm going to just go like this, and I use Crafter. Crafter is how I use the QR codes, or how I make the QR codes. I just do create, right? I do create. Now how do you do this? Well, say I want to go to YouTube video. So say I want to go to YouTube. I'm going to go to YouTube. So how do you make a QR code? Well, here I'm in YouTube. You're making a video about the weather and seasons, and you're like, you know what? I want to use Alexa. She does a really good job. Here's Alexa. You say you want to use her, right? What do? Well, you hit share. You hit copy the link, right? So any link, all you need to do is just copy a URL link. That's all you had to do. Copy a URL link. I have the link now. The link is copied. Now I go back to Crafter, right? I go back to Crafter, and I just hit create right there in the bottom, right here. I hit create, and I go to URL. The URL is right on the top, right here. Click on URL. This comes up with advertisements, so just hit close because it's not a paid app. So hit close, and now this one I'm going to just hit select all, and I'm going to hit paste, right? And now I hit preview content, and you could see I could either watch the video on top, I can open video on YouTube, send by email. I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to just hit on the upper right-hand corner, I'm going to hit create right here. Create. I hit create. There's my QR code. Simple as that. Now, how do I save the QR code? Well, I save it personally to my photo album. So I just hit the lower left-hand corner right here. I hit save to camera roll. Boom, save to camera roll. So now that I save this in my photo album, I can open up Pages. I can open up Google Docs, whatever. I have the worksheet right there. I just hit attach photo album, and I just grab the QR code. It goes into the worksheet. I could just resize it and put it in any part of the sheet I want. And there you go. You have a QR code that's ready to be accessed. And then I take that link, and I'll just attach it to Google Classroom. So if kids cannot access this because they do not have a device, they could just go to Google Classroom and access it through a hyperlink. So there you go. That's how you use QR codes in the classroom. You can use it for anything. You could use it for audio. You could use it for answer guides. You could use it for videos. You could use it to attach Google Tour field trips. Any single thing that you can get a URL from, you can attach to a QR code. It's so powerful. I hope you like this, and please feel free to try it out and to take your phone and to scan some of these links and to explore yourself. All right. I hope you guys have a great week and stay safe. Bye.